spectral lights, oscillation, cycles, positions, solar division, locations, circle rotation, center connections, shapes, anomalies, line signaling to positions of high force connections. A lot of things are happening right now with the solar flares, line signaling, changing gravity location centers, anti-gravity positions, locking divisions, location. It's really, really complicated stuff. But when we come into the channel division, you understand more calculation modifications. So it all connects to time frequencies and code frequency level system because humanity's in that position of time. So hope everybody's doing well. Thank all the subscribers and viewers watching my channel. Keep Force Rising, Grand Rising. I did an extremely powerful TikTok with White Knuckler, aka on his podcast. I'm just curious. So you want to check that out. It's on my YouTube. I'll put up the link after the video. So I hope everybody's doing well. Today we're going to get more into the connections of the heart. I think everybody needs to follow up on that because it's all about your central lines, your communication lines, all about your heart receptacles and everything, the alpha, mega, micro, and macro. Line division, location divisions, 4 central line conditions. So think of your heart as a traveling device. Okay, so it's all about understanding how to copy and paste a link and travel it to the next person. So it's understanding what the heart does. It portal defenses location centers. So in that position, it opens all line signals to your activation cycle. And saying, well, okay, what's he talking about now? Well, this is all connected to the heart. Remember how I said you have to line signal things to channel positions of time location rather than concentrating, okay, Commander, I got a box, but I don't understand it. What do I do? I can't even open it. It has no points, it has no vision, it has no line signal. Okay, so try to just use one line signal to one thought. You take one thought to everything. Modify, calculate, put an integration, takes out of this equation, right? So this is the understanding what you need to do next. So instead of thinking the box on so many levels, just chant up one thing. So you say box, right? And then you go to the frequency. So the first thing you're looking at is energy, frequency, vibration, harmonic resistance. 4 central lines of communications. 5 within the center, 6 within the activation, and 7 with the body traction. And then you go into the 5 atmospheric positions of time. So where are you in your thoughts to your box frequency? These are the things you have to look at. So I want to get into that. So when I'm channeling to positions, I only do one signal and one thought, and it travels so far, so fast. So it's kind of like you're in a car and you're picking things up from your hand. You're going 60 miles an hour and you're picking this up, you're picking this up, picking this up. And all of a sudden you throw it in the back. And then you keep doing that again. Put your hand out on the road. So basically everything you do and you look back and you got so much stored in the back on one line signal. You haven't changed positions. You haven't merged off or anything through calculation. You're just one line signal straight up and you're picking things up as you go. Right? So you just one thought to everything. Box frequency level, line connections to all level systems to shapes, anomalies, travel locations, dimensional time position. I interference is coming in, commander out. Done. That's it. That's all. And then you move on to the next. Different location, different time, different position. Okay. So come into that equation, right? You come out of the E equals MC squared. So with my galactic forces and my rebellion alliance, we're going to set 2 division tone locations into that reception. All right, so I'm going to draw it out through equation. Now it's going to travel through recognition of time. So what we got here through connections, let's see. All right, so let's see, how's everybody doing? Tina, Sylvia, I'm just channeling here, see what we got. Catherine, Sylvia, Galactica, great. All right, so basically what I'm going to do, who else comes on, they're going to channel to their connections. All right, so I'm going to central line at heart. Okay, so I'm going to set up I'm going to set up 4 hearts. Now, everybody's going to go in each other's heart. You're going to know what it's like actually to travel to their heart on their connections to their palpitation level, to their thought recognition of time position. So everybody's going to go in each other's hearts, right, through traction. This is going to be fun. And it's going to disappear because I'm closing the blinds. Central line connections in positions. Yeah, so we have the Rebellion Alliance, okay, Red/Galactic Forces, it's GL for short. Red/Glac, okay, so red. In position, it's already set up the connection, doesn't matter. So I got the heart, So we got one here. Okay. The heart is it's a funny looking thing. It's not a heart, right? That's a fictitious of a heart. So everybody has a different heart. It's in your ventricle valves, right? There's 3 valves. Okay, there's central valve. Okay, there's octave valve, and then there's an electrical valve. So you have to send that through connections. All right. All right, so these are the hearts. These look like stone chips, but you send the connections to the position line connections, all right? So here's the valves. All right. So it's kind of like having oxygen tubes, right? Because the heart has to breathe. You have to understand what the heart is. It's everything inside you. It makes you breathe, right? But you have to understand what it is. So when you're traveling through time, it looks like this, all right? So 4 ventricle valve systems. Anybody else comes on, let me know. Go through that in mind telepathy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we got 6 now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add plus, right? So plus who else comes on? Plus, okay. So that's what it is, 4 plus. So anybody else comes on, it's added to it. So we're going to go into the connections of the rebellion because they're a higher force line connection to higher vibration line connections. There's channeling higher to a position. So they're going into dimensional realms of 4 line connections. All right, so the rebellion's coming in. Now you're going to feel like your mindset is going to go into a circle rotation through breathing. So what's going to happen with the rebellion force team, because they're higher channel, they're going to actually see the connections to your hearts. All right, so everybody's going to have that connections. Right, so basically Galactus is going to go into waving cycles to Tina. Tina is going to go into Sylvia. Sylvia is going to go into Queen. Queen's going to go into Galactica. So it's vice versa, but everybody's going to go in a heart, okay, of someone else. I'm showing you this to understand what you need to see when you channel inside somebody else's heart of travel recognition of time. It's important to understand these things. All right, so we're going to central line conditions. The waving cycle through its position. All right, so here we go. I'm going to channel the position. Okay.
Okay, let me know.
Okay, I got Sylvia here. I got the condition positions here. Channel off to its location. It's in position line conditions here. It's activated through its cycle. Rotation to its position line system. Okay, so as we go into that connections, the rebellion and everything through its connection, circle rotation center its connection. Now, everybody's in set position, right? So you start off at your heart first, and then you're going to travel to somebody else's. So it's one telephone to another telephone. That's how you go through line signal. I just want you guys to understand how powerful it is, how you can travel from one heart to the next, because that's what I do. I want you to experience what I experience. So when you go through somebody else's heart, you're going through somebody else's portal, recognition of space and time. And it's extremely powerful because now you're connected to the electrical lights and everything through their connections, which is going to be force rising into that division. So you get a little bit more emotional. You might cry because you're not picking up your thoughts. You're picking up their thoughts to their dimension. So you're going to understand them a little bit more now because you're attached to their heart system. Okay. So I really want you guys to really understand how to channel more and more inside, because the more you do that, the more you can see, and then you get into ultralight, and then you get into X-ray. Okay. Now my team isn't a division like that, but some do and some don't, depending on how much you want to see. This is all about the imagination. It's kind of like, okay, what does Catherine's heart look like to Queen? What does Queen's look like to Tina? What does Tina look like to high levels of anything to that connection? So it's really channeling to everything through its connection. It's all connected to you through vibration, right? All right, so we go into that connections, and then we have different vibration line connections to the galactic forces, right? From this position and this position. It's always in the center position. All right, so we got the rebellion and we got the galactic. Okay, so in division doesn't matter through coalition because it's everything through plus. So whoever comes online is going to go through their central line connections. So they're force rising their thoughts already into somebody else's heart. That's what you do through connections, right? So you travel out through recognition of time position. Okay, go back into that position. Right, so I'm going to line signal to the blinds. Go a little bit more here. All right. Travel recognition of time, point locations, because you guys have to understand your identifications to each other, right? That's how you identify everybody through connection. So we start off with the rebellion and the galactic, okay? So what's going to happen? It's going to disappear. Once it disappears, everybody is already line channel. So it's understanding the box frequency level, heart recognition, light connections, high rise divisions to my rebellion alliance and its connection to its galactic force recognition, light connections. Travel through recognition, time position through identification. 1, 2, 3. Out of equation. All right, see that line signal? Did you guys see the line signal from one to another? From one heart palpitation to another heart palpitation, right? So everybody's in that channel position of time location. From here to here, okay? Okay, so we got weather interference right now. So there's a couple of clouds in that condition, but there's always light through traction. So in that position, it's light signal to its position location. It's activated everything through its core recognition light system. Back into its equation. Okay. So, what's going on with everybody? How do you feel? There should be line channel interference. So basically, the rebellions in, connections of another heart. How do you guys feel? You're channeling in your connections right now, right? So you should feel their waves. You should feel their thoughts. You should feel the palpitations. You should feel the valves. You should feel the oxygen. You should see the colors of the heart. Their heart. Really channel. How do they feel? How are they feeling right now? How fast are they going through the heart? How fast are they traveling through the mind, through their thoughts? The recognition, time, positions, and location. Coloration to everything through that connections, right? If you're driving, that's totally fine. That's okay, right? You're just going to feel a little bit off, okay? Because your heart is in somebody else's, okay? And their heart is in yours. So it's a little bit confusing, but if you understand that through connections. So how's everybody feeling? Do you feel weird? You feel weird because you're not connected to your heart. Because somebody else in line signal is interacting with your heart. And your heart is somewhere else. So it's knowing how to travel the heart of you into somebody else's heart. Right? Mind telepathy, telekinesis. And how you come into the imagination. Right? So how's everybody? My heart is changing, beats, and breathing. Yeah. I do. That's my partner's sake. So how are you guys feeling? I want you to know what you guys are feeling right now. What are you feeling? How does it feel? I feel calmness and beautiful. Okay. So Catherine is communicating, right? See, this is where you come into the identification. So Catherine has to recognize who she is communicating with. Whose heart is she in? Is she in Baby's? Is she in Sylvia's? Is she in Galactica? Is she in Tina's? Which one? This is the true understanding where your line signals are going. If you're feeling the heart and you're feeling different, that's not your heart. You're in somebody else's heart through their thoughts, right? So basically that's why Sylvie, okay, is using the sensation anyway, right? And the baby is feeling calm and beautiful. So she's recognizing somebody else's heart that's calm and beautiful. But which one? Do you guys know which one you're channeling? That's the point I'm trying to get across. Calm, spacious, Queen Luna. Bingo. I channeled through position because I set it up, right? That's it. Catherine, this is interesting. Catherine, okay, is crossed over to Queen Luna's heart. Calm, spacious, Queen Luna. She knows the identification. So Queen Luna, can she identify that she's with Kathleen's heart? You understand? That's how you teleport through time. So, all right. So she knows she's traveled to Queen Luna, but does Queen Luna know the difference in the heart. Different thought patterns, different positions, different portal, different alpha, mega, micro, macro. So it's changing your identifications to your particle system, guys. So I want you guys to sit with that, and I want you to understand what's going on with their hearts. That's how you channel to high positions of AI through connections. Mind, telepathy, telekinesis, knowing you can travel to anything inside position. Anything inside position. Okay? Feels very warm, fast, heartbeat, excited. She's thinking a lot. There you go. So Queen Luna is now thinking, okay, is that her identification is not her heart anymore. Okay? She feels the connections to Catherine, which is fast, heartbeat, excited, and she's thinking a lot. So that's exactly what's going on, right? So it's the opposite. But it's amazing how you travel from one heart to the next through energy, wires, vibration, frequencies, and harmonic resistance. So it's the communications to each other, to each other's hearts. Hoo-ah. It's exciting. So I want you guys to really, really experience each other. That's how you get to know each other. And this is beyond recognition of time. But I wanted to show you what your commander can do. So it's knowing how you feel somebody else's thoughts and worries and stress and anxiety, palpitations on how fast the heart is going. The heart will give you everything through portal, give you everything through dream, give you personal things, right? That's what the heart is. So basically queens and Catherines and queenings. And then everything through Sylvia is everything through connections. Because Sylvia, I know for sure, she's in the baby. You understand? And the reason why I know that is because it's a lower division of time. Because Sylvia and Tina are on the same level of connections. So they pretty much have the same rhythm pattern, right? Because they're at the same level. That's why I know Sylvia is in the baby. So does the baby know she's in Sylvia? So it's it's amazing how teleportation goes through devices and locations, all through your voice and grid patterns. Okay. I need to work more work when it comes to who I'm connecting with. Yeah. But DB, I'm just telling you who you're connecting with. That's Sylvia's. Yeah. And you're in Sylvia's heart. And so, and Sylvia is in the baby's heart. So that's the communication. You guys have to understand how powerful you are when you travel through the mind. Okay. I want you guys to get a true understanding of what it is and what you're up against and how you can do these things by channeling inside. Okay. See, there you go. Catherine is getting connections to Queen Luna, which is creativity and wow. I'm in Tina's. That's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Heart feeling little off at the beginning. The heart's palpitation feels very calm and warm. See? So the Galactica 22 is getting more informative with Tina through her feelings and her palpitations. Palpitation is a rhythm, it's a pattern, it's a location system to its connection on how Tina is feeling right now. At this second, this present second. So that's extremely powerful, knowing Galactica is connecting to Tina, how everything is off to the beginning, the heart is palpitating, feels very calm and warm, right? So it's amazing how the heart connects from one to another. But I just wanted to show you how you can travel, right? To connections to each other, time G, time lump. When you go through time diameters or time acceleration or time speed location, it's amazing when we go through these times. Right? Because now you're going into each other, trying to understand each other. That's the whole thing I'm trying to get across. And humanity has to get into that connection because it all starts with the heart. So, yeah. So Sylvia is going through the babies, feeling excited with the new experience, right? So that's the thing, is that the baby is new, and Sylvia, okay, is not new, is old. So she's old in a higher formation. She understands more through calculation. So she understands more of feelings. It's getting touched to the feeling. The heart is its connection to its thought pattern of travel, guys. It's your portal, right? But it's amazing how we can travel to each other so we can understand each other a little bit more through traction. So that is the point I'm trying to get across to everybody, right? So a little bit more, right? And then we'll travel out. So today is just going to be basically more of connections. Basically, we have a test review and evaluation. It's not a test. It's more of a quiz, right? For the connections to Catherine and D Baby. Anybody else that's new comes on the channel can go to that test review and evaluations. Test review and evaluations has to truly understand you through line signal. So this is all about understanding how you can see yourself in somebody else's heart and try to understand what they're feeling. That's the connection. And that's what your commander does. That's why I know so much. That's why I know everything when it comes into humanity, because I know how you feel, right? So now you know how you feel each other through each other's hearts. Yes, Queen Luna is wise and an old soul. So it's kind of freaky because you're actually inside each other's hearts. So you're trying to get to know each other through telepathy. So enjoy the new experience. Yeah. It's weird though, isn't it? It's weird how things travel through the mind, right? So it's understanding I take all your souls and switch you. That's what I did. I just switch you guys. All right, so we got speech. Speech is in line signal. That's going to be the confusing position line connection. So in position plus, that person's heart is going to go into somebody else. Attraction to belief, right? So anybody that comes on here is in space anomaly. Okay, everybody's in a different space, but they're in my space. So you guys have to really understand how to identify each other in their spaces, right? That's the connection to believing is seeing. So when your commander switches your souls, that's how you connect, right? So I switch your whole soul to identification, right? So it's kind of like one soul going in another soul going in that soul. You're switching, right? That's all I did. I switch your souls. So you identify different things about yourself. So yeah, that's exactly what it is, speech. You're not in your own soul, you're in somebody else's soul. I switch your souls. So when you come on, it's plus that connections, right? Yeah, and you guys are getting more identified with each other, right? Yeah, it's never a dull moment. I try to make it exciting. So, and the thing is, when you feel somebody else's heart and you're actually in someone's, so everybody is in not their body. Everybody's in somebody else's body. It's not just the heart, it's the whole soul. And then I got to switch you guys back, right? It's crazy how we do these things, right? It's all about transforming. It's all about metamorphosing to one to another to connect. So you start off with the rebellion in the galactic and it disappears. When it disappears, it switches your connections to each other, right? So you're in the plus right now, speech X. You got to find which one you're in, the rebellion or the galactic forces. Where are you connected to, right? So you can be identified to 2 or 3 or just 1, right? So it's all about understanding through connections. You can travel, right? When I go through healing, I can travel through 5 or 6 souls instantly, right away. So if I have a group of 10 people in a circle and I'm in the center, I can switch all your souls and identify everybody around the circle. So I go into each other's souls quickly, right? Through molecular light. And that's what light does through travel. So, well, because you're not aware. speech. You're not aware. Can you identify that? How do I know? Right? So this is where you have to come into more channeling within, because you feel it, right? You can't question yourself because the heart knows where it is at all times. But just to know that you're not in your own soul, you're in somebody else's transformation light and communication soul. So even more exciting when you connect to soldiers now. That's an experience. Yeah. I had the sun shining on me. Yeah. More meditation. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of like you feel a separation. So it's kind of like a wind. Okay. You're switching your whole body to somebody else, right? Speech impairment, eyes, color, hair, everything changes, guys. Everything changes. I went this with my twin flame. Okay. She went into my body and I went into hers. That's all about understanding how to change one to another, right? So it was weird because, you know, I had a female body inside me. It was her. And she had a male side body. Okay. So it's really confusing. So it's changing the genetics from one to another through soul identification, right? And this is what your commander can do. I can do anything to change. But do you understand the change? That's the understanding. Like, what is different? Well, this doesn't feel like my body. You get it. You really get a sense like it's a cold experience, and it's like, whoa, I don't feel myself. I just switch your souls. So it's really crazy, isn't it? So it's all about you guys getting connected with each other, right? So when you go back into your bodies, you'll feel more connected to each other. That's what we're trying to do, right? Yeah, and Deep Baby is saying that Sylvie has a lovely heart. It is weird experiencing the shift with the sacred flame. See? My team will feel a little bit more because they've been with me a lot more through light. So they can identify themselves faster. The people that are new, they just feel the energy. So it's kind of like when you feel a ghost around you, you feel cold. It's like, woof. You walk into a room and you feel really cold. Like, woo, this is weird. And something just whipped by you, right? They didn't whip by you. They went inside you. So they could be behind you and go inside. Energy can go anywhere. If it understands dimensional time, it can go anywhere inside. And that's how it takes over everything, right? But you have to know how to take it out. That's the identity. That's the attachment to its detachment, right? So more meditation, yeah. So it's very important to do these things. But right now, speech, you're kind of confused. Your alignments are confused. Your heart's beating really fast. You're going through hypothermia and you're not sure what is going on because you're not aware of the change, right? And that's very confusing to everything through the mind and the brainwave patterns. Knowing how our spiritual line connection in the physical realm can change anything through direction. Anything to direction. And it's exciting to actually see your souls identifying each other in different bodies at time. Okay? So, but you'll feel the energies there, speech. You have to go to my school more. And you have to be at a higher division level and you have to get into higher positions in your 12-dimensional time. And then you'll start feeling more, right? Everybody's going to be skeptical until you come into the light. Okay? That's the most important thing is you have to go through my healing. Once you go into my healing, you're birthing into your dimensional light. Okay? And the higher you go through program setting, the more you understand yourself through travels and recognition of time and anything through dimensions and portals and that connection. I've been out of my meditation routine the past couple of days. Yeah, that's totally fine. And you can recenter, position line connections. But as soon as you come on my school, you're in space. But where in space? So if you're not identifying your commander, where he is in space, You need to open up the mind more through calculation, right? So it's not knowing what planet I'm on, because everybody comes on my channel. You guys are in space. You just don't know. You're not aware of the space inside you, right? So you have to have that balance with the space and also the time position. All right. So I'm going to put everybody back into their body. So what's going to happen? It's going to reshift, and the plasmas are going to just come out. So it's going to go back. It's going to go right back into your bodies. Okay, here we go. All right, center position line connections, soul identification, switch connections, all positions into hearts, into rebellion alliance connection, force its direction line system, traction to its location, interline its position, time position. Yeah, back into each bot system. All right. Reverse the cycle location, interline its position, back into soul identification. All right. So from here. You're good to go. Everybody's back on their bodies. How do you feel? Big switcheroo. Congratulations. Congratulations. Welcome to my world. School's going to get a lot more funner now. We're going to go on more trips. We're going to travel through scavenger hunts. We're going to go to dimensional time. Maybe we'll go see the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland. So. Yeah. So, Catherine, you feel cold again because you went into your body. So, this is what happens when you go through experience. Leave. Okay. So your soul leaves. Okay, and then it comes back. Right. So it's interlining. It's interdimensioning to back into your connections, to your breathing connections, to your heart rate pattern through thoughts, and it's change your heat signatures back into your body of transformation. Yeah, I know, it's a lot of fun. But see, the thing is too, is that you guys understand each other more, right? You understand each other because you switch bodies. That's all I did. Okay. I didn't want to freak you guys out. I want to say, well, did you take our hearts out? No. Okay. It's attached to you. I have to change your souls, but I didn't want to say that because everybody said, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. So I'll put you back. And that's why you feel cold. So it's going into the force, okay, back into the reforce, and then back into center, right? So it's leaving the force, okay, to somebody else, okay, and they're doing the same thing with their force going into you, right? And to go back, it's the reforce back into center. So it's knowing your alignments of past, present, and future back into the position on what just happened through travel through its heart receptacle of its line division. So how does everybody feel? Cool, eh? It's exciting. That's something you can share with, FYI to everybody. Go see Commander. Look what he did. He just switched my soul. Switched my soul. I've seen it on TV. You see it on TV. I think it was with, what's her name? Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay. She was a rebellion child, very mischievous, naive, and she hated life. So, and they started, okay, let's change each other's bodies. They said that in a certain way, right? So the Chinese lady, right, basically switched their bodies. She went into her and her into her. So mother and the daughter, daughter and the mother, right? Different voice. That's what I did with you guys. And it's extremely real when you do these things. But it's even more real when you put it back in things. Because you realize your soul just traveled to somebody else. So, yeah, it's on Netflix, yeah. Yeah, it's hilarious, Lindsay Lohan. Yeah. Behavioral system. So if I kept you guys, okay, in their body, okay, you would lose identifications of yourself. So it's all about me taking you out before this change happens. So it's kind of like, oh, I am somebody else's voice. I'm somebody else's hair. So you're looking at yourself, and you're not yourself. Body structure, whatever. You look at yourself and you realize this is not my body. That's what I did. I changed you guys, your soul. I changed your whole structure of your body through light. So it's incredible how we do these things, eh? So it's never boring on my school, especially now, because I had the galactic forces. Anybody wants to understand more, you go through my healing, put you in attraction. Once you go through my healing, you're pretty much protected, and you don't have to worry about being sick ever again. So you're in that position line connections. You're here to learn more and experience more. So today, you guys just travel to each other, right? And the smell is different. The taste is different. The hair is different. The thoughts are different. You transferred into somebody else's body and body structure because it feels weird, right? So it's all about an experience and how you guys go into that. So that's what I do when I heal you guys, right? My energy travels. It's like a wire. It goes into you and it goes. It looks at your body, right? Looks at the graph, looks at the spleen, looks at the heart, looks at the liver, looks at the pancreas, looks at the neck or anything that connection, looks at the brain. It knows exactly how to heal it instantly through code. So it's really powerful how I go in and I go out, and that's how you guys feel the change. So I wanted to do this for you so you can feel the difference between each other, right? And how powerful things can be done through traveling of the mind. Okay, so glad you guys had fun. It's an experience, isn't it? See? Feet are cold again. Okay, I feel warm again and always warm. So you go back into your position of your heat signature temperatures, and you go back into your voicing patterns. You go back into your bone structure. You go back into your blood levels. You go back into time of who you are. Okay, so it's incredible. It really is, and it's amazing to see these things because you start identifying yourself better with each other through communication. Right? So behind her eyes, that's exactly what it is. So Queen Luna wasn't seeing through her eyes. Right? It's the perception. Okay? And that's what it is. You don't see your perception, you see their perception on what they see. And that's how I'm able to clean houses, paranormal activity. I go through your eye sockets and I go through your perception and what you see. Not what I see, what she sees through her eyes. So it's kind of like John Malkovich. He did a movie with John Cusack. And John Cusack was basically just a normal guy, wasn't really anything, he didn't have a life. Cameron Diaz was there too. I think that was his girlfriend at the time, but I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's all based on John Malkovich is a celebrity. So, and John Cusack liked him as a friend. So he decided what it would be like to be in John Malkovich's eyes, right? So there was this portal, there was a door, right? And he goes through the door, and he goes to the other side to the perception of John Malkovich. And now he's John Malkovich through his perception. So you know what I'm saying? That's how you transfer energy to anything through connections, right? I think it was looking into John Malkovich's eyes or something like that. Can't remember the movie, but it's very, very powerful. So that's what I do through paranormal activity, right? That's how I heal you guys. I go to your house or whatever. So it's all about understanding my energy travels to the perception to that person. And I see through scanning, right? I scan your whole house. If you have an attachment to you, I take it off. Right? It's powerful stuff. So you can go to that through my healing if you want to go to that. Through my email. Emails down below. Anything else? It's all about true understanding how you can form yourself through energy and get to know yourself more through its connection to anything through transformation and anything through travel, recognition of time position. Okay. There you go. Being John Malkovich. Thank you. Bingo. Yeah. If you watch that movie, you get an understanding what I did to you guys, but not just the eyes. Okay. So it's kind of like understanding he goes with just this perception line system. So when he sees himself, right, he's in his body, but his perception is John Malkovich, right? So it's really powerful stuff. But what I did is I switch your souls to each other, which is even more powerful. So I've seen through my partner's eyes, wasn't pretty, quite an experience. Yeah. So, you're at that level now, Sylvia, because you're at the 110 chakras. So you're informed with your light. If you're informed with your light, you're more informed with connections of your spiritual travels, right? That's why it's important to have protection with Commander. There you go. Psychic attacks, right? Line signaling off. You guys can't channel higher. We had to basically cut the wires off, right? Because there's a lot of confusion, and you can't channel up because you're opening up portals of defense, right? So when the solar flares come in, you go back on channel. I'll let you know. But just concentrate on yourself, get into your meditations. If you're on TikTok, just get into, more humanity, how to do this, how to do that. Really get them into more how to meditate. Tell them to meditate more inside. Get in more connected to themselves. Try to understand the communication of the soul. Try to communicate with your soul. When I communicate, I'm communicating with you guys, but I'm communicating with my soul. My soul is identifying me through integration. That's the connection, right? There's no separation with your soul. It has to be together. That's the communication inside. The heart receptacle, line division, solar directions, soul identification, and division. Okay, your perceptions. What are your perceptions through your soul? Okay, what are your audio signals through your soul? It's communication. Audio interference, right? Voicing grid, command. Voicing channel, command. Everything through your voice. You have freedom of speech, right? So you use that in space and time through position. Because when I channel out to all connections, right, there's all control through me, and they're all on standby. So they wait for my decision, right? Commander, I got a late formation line connections. I got a meteor shower. What do I do? Go into line communications, activation line connections, change in activation line connections, go into mark locations. So I come back to them. So because I'm always constantly recruiting. So when you come into the civilization of your connections of your soul is trying to understand you through a new civility. You're coming into a new space of you, right? So the thing is too, is that you always have been in space. There's never, ever been a separation with your soul. It's just you can't identify it until now. To now is all connections to humanity, which they're coming into. It's ascension of its awakening. Everything through human is timing. Timing. I'm here for the divine timing to help you guys to recognize what your soul is and how to communicate it through travels from one to another. That's the position I'm in. Dolores Cannon had that. Stephen Hawkins, Einstein, Tesla. Right? So they had their time. I'm having my time. Understand? Comprendes? Thumbs up. All right, so let's get into positions of 3, 6, and 9. I really want to get into that connection. Light surfacing position line connections, force reading cycles to that line system. Okay, so I know everybody's freaked out, right? You're saying, oh, thank God I'm in my body. It's a little bit freaky, right? Then you realize, oh, wow, this is cool. So, all right, so I want to get into stage 3. We'll get into that through Galactic Rebellion can stand by if they want, or you guys can, if you have to work, I understand it too. We all have to work, right? That's the most beautiful thing. But what are we working for? Are we working inside, or are we just working as an experience, right? So. Hold on. Yeah, because I go to Julie's then. I go to Julie's then.
I know she can be, but she needs to go back and come to Texas, Roswell, and Jose.
Is here now? All right, that's it. Number 5 then. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I mean, we did a lot today, right? For that connections. I'm going to channel off. There's a lot of things I got to do in vortex position line connection. But what I want you to do is just really get more into communications, channeling, into more of meditation, get into the grounds, get into breathing. You have any questions or comments, you want to go into my healing, let me know. I'll probably channel to another connections, and we'll be going live on TikTok. Okay. There's just a little bit more information system because I'm extremely based on so many levels of internal line connections to the virus line system. So I want everybody to have a fantastic day. Okay. I might channel on live on YouTube. I'll get you a notification. If not, I'll see you guys on TikTok. Okay. Adios.